All right, so my initial strategy starting out the project was to mainly find that were gonna be affected by the whole coronavirus COVID-19 situation. I knew that many companies stocks were either gonna rise or either plummet due to the whole situation. So that's really why I wanted to look for stocks that were going to be affected by it, and that was the reasoning behind most of the stocks I did buy into. Um, Besides that, the other companies I bought into, I bought into bigger companies, less riskier stocks that I knew were going to give me not the biggest returns, but I knew were going to give me steady gains throughout the project. So that was really how my strategy changed, I guess, because at first I was just buying stocks with like a lot of shares. Throughout the project, I only invested in 14 companies. In those 14 companies I did buy into, I bought a lot of shares into. I think the most shares I bought were 1,000 shares into U.S. Oil, and that was the last stock I invested into. Um, and I invested into that because for the first time in history, I seen that oil prices went into the negative, and it made headlines and it was on the news, and um, yeah, that was the reasoning behind that. And then my long-term view of the project, um, I noticed that towards the end of the project that I should have taken profits or sold some of my stocks while they're up, because there was times where my stock was up 1,000 points, 2,000 points, 3,000 points, and then would fall thousands of points. So that was kind of frustrating for me, and I didn't really realize until the project was over that I should have taken my profits. But you learn. And how's your long-term strategy differ from your day-to-day strategy? I wasn't really buying into stocks every day. Most of my stocks I just let run. Um, like I said, I didn't really sell too many of my sell too many of my stocks or take profits like I should have, but that was just a lesson. Um, what were my overall impressions of the project? My overall impressions of the project, I thought the project was really helpful. Um, for someone like me, and I'm sure for others in the class, um, I know there's many people that probably are gonna want to invest in stocks later on in life, whether it's after retirement or before retirement. Um, I felt that this was a good project and really helpful, and I really feel like it will benefit a lot of us to really just get this experience. And that was really my overall. And I also thought it was really fun. You know, you could tell that a lot of people were competing. Um, a lot of people invested into a lot of stocks that I seen, and I just feel like a lot of people were engaged in the project, and you know, everyone was really competing for the top few spots, and that's what actually kind of made it fun. Is you can see the rankings, and you can kind of see where everyone's at, and yeah, and then my my conclusions were, that it's not as easy as it looks, I guess. You know, You really have to be aware of the news, what's going on in the world, what companies are at risk, what companies, are, gonna go big. Like Judah, he invested into a stock and then he went up like almost 100,000 or 200,000 on everyone. So that's one thing I thought was crazy. Um, that you can make that much money off one stock, and that there's you can really become financially free within stocks if you really know what you're doing and really try and really go after it. And yeah.